In this video, we will discuss the latest news and events with Tesla. This is a video for all Tesla stock investors, and if you are one of those, you do not want to skip this. This video could help you make more money, at the very least keep you informed, and hopefully help you learn something and gain a better perspective on what's currently happening with Tesla stock. I will share my opinion on what is happening with Tesla stock and what's going to happen next for Tesla. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Full self-driving beta V11.4.8.1 is now going out to employees as Tesla software update 2023.27.12. Elon Musk says Tesla has by far the best real-world AI. This is responding to Tesla AI's X account, and that says Tesla AI is building next-generation autonomy on a single foundation video network that directly drives the car. Join the team and build state-of-the-art end-to-end models using massive fleet data on one of the world's largest training clusters. This is encouraging. Tesla is doubling down again on autonomous vehicles when other competitors like Cruise are facing big problems. This is absolutely necessary for Tesla to be doing. This is not the time to slow down. It's the time to hire more, to invest more, to get to autonomous vehicles, because that potential market is really beyond what one person can even fathom. Like, how many taxi rides are taking place every day? For what amount? It's billions and billions and billions of dollars that could ultimately make its way into Tesla's pocket in due time. But the investment and the talent, well, we need to see that now for that to happen down the line. Tesla's VP of Vehicle Engineering, Lars on X, says to bend the Cybertruck's tough steel, they had to invent a process called air bending, where they float the tool on an air hockey-like table device and blow really high-pressure air so that the tool floats over the surface and isn't actually touching the surface when it's bending it. Tesla now says on the US Model 3 order page that the $7,500 EV tax credit is expected to reduce to $3,750 for both the rear wheel and long-range Model 3 on January 1st, 2024. Previously, it was only the rear wheel drive. They encourage people to take delivery in Q4 to guarantee the full incentive. Now, we recently got news that the Biden administration was looking into delaying this to make this incentive available for more vehicles, because Tesla is the most American-made car that you can buy. And if Tesla's seeing the credit getting reduced, nobody's going to have the full $7,500 tax credit. And if there are, it's just going to be like a model or two here or there. It's not going to be a lot of options. There's not going to be a lot of incentive with the full $7,500 tax credit. So this is a catalyst we know is probably coming, and it's going to be seen as really good news at some point in December when the government does delay these rules going into effect surrounding the $7,500 tax credit. Here is an AI photo of a Cybertruck as a police car. Just imagine if that thing was behind you. Pretty intimidating. Sawyer Merritt says, I went into the comment section on Autoblog's website to see what ICE lovers had to say about the Cybertruck. One commenter said, this stupid thing is growing on me. Jason Kamissa, after spending 3 days with the Cybertruck, quote, holy shit, what went into this is like, I would blank myself if I worked for a traditional car company right now. When they start pulling this thing apart, their mind is going to be blown to the point of like, why do we even come to work every day? It's unbelievable. He did just come out with a full review on the Cybertruck, and I think it's a must-watch for everyone. The Tesla Cybertruck has the most ground clearance Comparable for EV trucks, the Tesla Cybertruck at 17.44 inches, the Hummer EV at 16 inches, the Rivian R1T at 14.9 inches, the Silverado EV at 10.7 inches, and the Ford F-150 Lightning at 8.9 inches. So the Cybertruck has twice the clearance plus some than the Ford F-150 Lightning. For anyone that likes to do off-roading activities, that's a pretty big one. That's almost a necessity. Sawyer Merritt also shares this article headline that says, Cybertruck aside, Tesla hasn't released a new customer model in years and analysts are worried. Tesla has a product problem. Sawyer Merritt says, media, Tesla has a product problem. Tesla, Model Y becomes best-selling car in the world. Cybertruck has an estimated 2.1 million reservations and a cheaper compact car is on the way. This just really goes to show how far disconnected media is when it comes to Tesla. Nobody gets ragged on like Tesla. No other company in the world gets so much heat like Tesla does. And maybe there's a reason for that. According to Bill Ackman, Musk is targeted because other media organizations view X as a competitor, and anytime his name is in an article about controversies, it draws clicks. Mainstream media is incentivized to attack him as it actually drives attention to their sites and therefore more revenues. It is these attack articles by other media organizations that put pressure on the Disneys of the world to stop advertising on X. Bill Ackman goes on to say in this post that the Elon Musk interview with Andrew Sorkin, he is the guy from CNBC for years and years now, was one of the greatest interviews ever. This is the interview where Elon told advertisers that are boycotting him and blackmailing him to go F themselves. He really is taking Elon's side here big time and saying Pershing Square Capital is investing in Twitter not to make a profit, but to support free speech. So he's really doubling down on his support for Elon Musk. He says we should all be grateful that X is owned by Musk, somebody that, is not influenced by money. He's the richest person in the world. He's not going to do something for money. I think that's a great thing for humanity. I did also pin a new post to my X account. It's Michael Tyler. Go ahead and give it a follow if you guys have not done so already. I pinned this because I want to hold myself accountable for this statement and really be able to reflect on this for many years to come. I say the Cybertruck will be the world's best-selling truck someday. Mark my words, I'm confident. I think this post is going to age very well. And I think a couple years from now, the Cybertruck will be the most successful truck, period, that has ever existed. Successful in terms of deliveries themselves. I think the demand's going to be off the charts and Tesla's going to be forced to raise capacity, raise production, maybe even raise prices if there's a lot of demand. But it's also going to be successful in driving engagement to other areas of the Tesla business. A lot of people that I personally know nothing about Teslas specifically, let alone the Cybertruck, let alone FSD, let alone Tesla energy products. I think Tesla's a lot bigger on the West Coast than it is on the East Coast. I live in Michigan. Detroit automakers, right? Ford, GM, Stellantis. But you don't see that many Teslas. I think there's a long runway of growth here for the US. I might see like 2 Teslas a week or 1 Tesla a week, sometimes none. That's how that's the degree of the lack of penetration there is in some markets out there. And it really comes down to knowledge. Unless you're an investor in Tesla, unless you know someone close to you that has a Tesla, which is going to be far and few in between here in my home state of Michigan, you just don't know a lot about Teslas. After all, people think Teslas are very expensive still, and that's obviously not the case here in 2023. It was a little bit in 2021 and in previous years, but I mean, it's the cheapest it's ever been to buy a Tesla. Nobody knows. Tesla's stock on Friday had 920 hedge fund institutional options trades totaling $1.61 billion with a positive order value of 65%. This is much better than what you've seen Thursday with 1.61 billion of option activity, the same dollar amount Thursday and Friday, which is very interesting in and of itself. But on Thursday, you had a positive order value of 37%. So almost twice as positive we've seen on Friday following the Cybertruck delivery event. If you take a look at the volume, 79.88% of the volume on Friday was to the call side. 20.12% of the volume was to the put side. So a lot of calls were bought on Friday. I think this is telling us something. I think Tesla's stock is going higher from here. It's pretty dang obvious. The dollar amount currently sold short is 21.64 billion. If Tesla does break out to the upside, as I expect Tesla will, short sellers are going to be in a situation, a bad one, quickly, because the losses are going to mount faster than the stock price even goes up. You're going to see billions and billions of dollars of losses on good days. And if we get some bad days, sure, you're going to see shorts, do better on those days. But overall, collectively, shorts have been losing money for a very long time, and 2024 looks like a really bad year to be short in Tesla if we're expecting a soft landing with about a 74% probability and 5 to 6 rate cuts because inflation's falling faster than expectations. That's a problem. This Santa Claus rally that could be coming, that's also a problem for hedge funds, institutions that are short in Tesla. We'll talk about that more in the next video, so stay tuned to the channel for that one, coming out tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Google Trends data for the Model 3, the Model Y, and the Cybertruck is upticking, at least for the Model 3, as well as the Cybertruck. The Model Y is trending downwards a little bit, but it's going to take a while for this data to fully get aggregated, and I'm sure you're going to see a huge spike in specifically search trend activity in the Cybertruck. As more of your media starts to cover this, it is going to be hundreds of millions of dollars worth of free advertisements for the entire Tesla lineup. So I think it's likely you're going to see the halo effect start initially, and then it's obviously going to take a while for the full halo effect to go into effect. But I think in the near term, you're probably seeing a lot of elevated attention to the Tesla website, to the Tesla brand itself. Inventory numbers globally for Tesla are downturning yet again for the S, X, and Model 3, whereas your Model Y is actually trending upwards again. I'm curious to why this is happening. Seems like the Model Y is selling just fine. Did Tesla crank up production big time recently for the Model Y? I think time will tell, but the Model Y is definitely on the elevated side. And Tesla continues to run about 300 different ads globally, a majority of which for the US, some for Europe, and a small amount for Australia for energy products, as Tesla is taking on legacy utility providers in Australia with Tesla energy products. That, I think, is a topic for its own video, because that could be recurring revenue forever, potentially. As the broader markets went higher on Friday, your percentage of stocks above their 50-day moving average is currently at about 74%, which is almost reaching the highest levels that you've seen during the summertime back in July, when you hit a high of 77%. Now ask yourself, what fundamentally makes more sense? Or what is more fundamentally justifying of a rally? AI hopium, like we seen during the summertime? Or 5 rate cuts in 2024 with a soft landing and no recession? I think this rally has a lot more to give us than what we have seen so far, but it might not be in the indexes themselves. And I think that's very important to point out. We'll talk about that more in the video later on tonight. This article from the Motley Fool says Tesla may have just made its checkmate move against the competition. It says a few weeks ago, it was revealed that Tesla has a new model in the works, and this could finally be the draw that causes the competition to fold. The best part about this development is that it doesn't seem to be garnering typical levels of media attention when it comes to Tesla, making now an interesting time to build around a long-term position. This article is talking about the nicknamed Model 2, which is going to be your lowest price variant. They cite one of Tesla's long-running Tesla bulls, wealth manager Ron Barron, recently sitting down with CNBC saying this new model could be coming within the next 18 months or so. Really, that did fly under the radar. And I think this article has a big point there, that nobody's really expecting this is actually going to materialize. In all reality, it's probably going to be around the same base as the Model 3 or the Model Y. It's probably not going to be that much different than those vehicles. Relatively speaking, production speaking, the body can be a little bit different, but the actual form itself is probably going to be pretty simple. It's not going to be like the Cybertruck that could take years and years and years to get to production scales, right? This could actually come sooner rather than later. What should investors expect? It says the biggest variable surrounding the new Tesla model is the timeline. Barron alluded that production could begin sometime in 2024. Assuming this is accurate, it is reasonable to believe that Tesla could begin selling the car by 2025. Their personal view is that timeline is a bit aggressive. While Wall Street has picked many gripes with Musk over the years, perhaps the biggest revolves around ambitious release dates for some products and services. While Tesla has done an amazing job pushing EV adoption forward, the company has a history of missing deadlines. As an investor in Tesla, I am happy just to know that the company is finally developing a lower price model. I would not buy Tesla stock today expecting the new car becomes a $1 billion revenue stream within the next 12 months or so. So I've written about previously, Tesla has a lot of exciting potential catalysts, and this new car is just another item on its growing list. With that said, long-term investors should seriously consider dollar cost averaging more shares right now. I would not get too hung up on when the lower cost vehicle will be commercially available just yet. Instead, I take advantage of the recent sentiment surrounding Tesla stock and nibble on some shares with the plan to hold long term. Missed deadlines or not, the chart above shows that Tesla stock has been incredible to own for patient investors. That article, I wanted to specifically point it out because it really does go to show that many catalysts that we know are coming are widely underappreciated by the marketplace. We know FSD is going into China sometime in December through January. We know that's coming. Wall Street has not priced that into Tesla stock. That's going to come as breaking news when that happens. Tesla's probably going to rally 10 to 20% that day alone. Could be sometime in December. We've already seen some vehicles get the rollout. It's probably coming sooner rather than later. That's a big catalyst that is coming. A licensing deal for FSD, that's a big catalyst that could be coming. Elon Musk recently reset everyone's expectations around the Cybertruck and what that will do for numbers. Well, now the pricing is a lot higher than what some people were initially expecting. Even the bulls were expecting the lowest price variant of the Cybertruck around $50,000. I expected around $60,000. It came in higher than my estimate at $61,000. This is a positive catalyst, and I do expect in the near term it's going to be positive for Tesla's stock as well. But that's the point. There's a lot of catalysts coming that we might already know about that Wall Street has not priced into Tesla stock, and I think that's why Tesla likely hits new all-time highs in 2024. The estimates for earnings alone are down 41% for 2024. It's not going to take a lot for Tesla to raise prices, see margins improve, and ultimately, Tesla could be trading a lot cheaper today than what it actually is. Even take a look at Tesla stock on Friday, following the Cybertruck delivery event. If this was truly a negative catalyst for Tesla, Tesla would have been down 3 to 5% on Friday. It was down 0.5% in regular trading, up another 0.22% in after hours. I would say this is a positive reaction. Even though the stock is negative, the buy the rumor, sell the news, typical reaction you get from events. Even Nvidia sold off big time after their last event. Apple sells off every time after their big event, like clockwork. It doesn't matter what's presented or what is new. Just buy puts after the event, and 95% of the time you make money. That's actually a strategy I employ. Not with Tesla, not this time around. Expectations were not high enough. But you see the reaction here with Tesla stock. It's the buy the rumor, sell the news. Well, you didn't get a lot of sell the news here. This is actually a big positive for Tesla stock, and I expect over the next couple of weeks, Tesla stock is going to roar higher. I would be a little bit more bearish if Tesla stock was actually down big on Friday, but that was indeed not what happened. The RSI for Tesla is at 54.13, pretty much neutral, which also suggests the stock could go higher. The MACD lines are also very positive. The MACD line itself, this yellow line, is positive 3.33, and the signal line is positive 1.62. Those are very positive numbers for the MACD itself. Tesla stock is above the 50-day moving average, under the 100-day moving average. As long as you stay above that 50-day moving average, that's a lot of support. TLT was up 1.88% in regular trading on Friday, up 0.13% in after hours. That is very good. Continues to show that long-term treasury yields are continuing to fall. USO was down 1.28% on Friday. That was also great news. The dollar was down about 1/3%. That is really good news for Tesla specifically, as well as Tesla does do a lot of business in foreign currencies. The only thing that is a little bit worrisome here is the fact that gold was up 1.73% on Friday, up 0.17% in after hours on Friday. I don't know why this is happening. This makes no sense to me and could be a sign that something is going wrong under the surface. Could be recession, could be, another bank that is failing. It could be geopolitical tensions. We just don't know. Gold is overbought on the RSI at 73. That doesn't happen all that often for gold. And when it happens, you definitely want to be paying attention. So that is going to do it for this video. Let me know again what you guys think about this information down below in the comment section. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you guys made it to the end of this video. And if you guys want to come kill it, potentially come trade with us live in real time, link down below in the description of this video for the trading community. Thank you for watching. My name is Michael Tyler. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.